Hi, my name is Case Carlson, and I'm here at the Glyndon Swim Club, established in 1931. Today, I had the privilege of interviewing Mr. Mike and Mrs. Janet Garman, the proud owners of Glyndon Lord Baltimore's Cleaners. They have already celebrated over 100 years of being open and serving the community of Glyndon. I had the opportunity to pick their brains a little bit today about the history of the Glyndon Pool and Glyndon Lord Baltimore Cleaners because they have shared such a historic and close relationship in the past. Here's what they had to say. And the Cleaners has always been in your family?
Mr. Merrick opened it in the 1921. He was the original owner. Your granddad purchased it, I think, in the 1940s.
Okay, I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, in the 1940s. And then Mike's dad got involved after the war and when he married Mike's mom. And then he passed it on to Mike and John.
But they bought the pool in the process too.
The pool was part of it,
Yeah.
yes.
Did your family know the original owners of the pool?
Well, yeah, it was the Merricks too. I think, they opened the pool, after a couple of years of owning the laundry, yes.
They did open. They opened the pool, and it was a community pool, I believe. So, it's always been a community pool, and that was their intention. But, the Merricks opened the pool, and so when Mike's granddad purchased it, the pool was part of the operation.
And do you know why the pool was sold from the Merritts to the town of Glyndon?
Well, actually, so when my dad, when my granddad, owned the pool, my mom and my aunt used to work here, and my grandmom used to manage it. But he sold it to the community. Mm-hmm. They just, didn't want involved in it anymore. Cause I think at that time, my father and my grandfather, who was running the pool was my grandmom and my mom and her aunt. My aunt used to work here, and they were kind of, had their families and didn't have time anymore. So that's why they sold it.
Gotcha. Would you say the pool has changed since then?
You know what? The only thing that has changed, I think, is that not as many people from the community or from the Glyndon area come here. I think they kind of have gotten older and their kids have gotten older and moved out. I think, and I can tell by parking too. It wasn't set up for parking because back then everybody used to walk or ride their bikes and that type of stuff. And now, nobody. A lot of people are coming from outside the community where they got to drive and that type of stuff. But no, I think it still is a community-based pool where a lot of families come and have a lot of memories and that type of stuff. So I don't think it's changed. Besides the building and the paint and the lifeguards, I don't think it's changed much at all.
The values haven't changed.
Yeah, the values
right?
haven't changed.
Yeah.
Glyndon has always been a tight-knit community. How big of a role do you think the Glyndon Swim Club has played in that aspect of the community?
Oh my gosh, huge.
You develop a camaraderie, and I think it's really nice to have the pool. And the pool also does special events, like they'll do a community crab feast, and they'll do different events to help bring the community together. So they foster that environment too. Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's really unique.